G'day everyone, how's it going? My name's Ben and welcome to the channel, and today we'll be installing a front lip onto my Subaru WRX STI. Now for me, I decided to go with a replica STI lip, and the main reason I did that was because of the astronomical difference in price between the replica and the genuine STI lip kit that they supply from the dealership. I've watched on all the US channels, and a common thing I hear from those guys is that the genuine STI lip is double the price of a replica lip that you could get from eBay or whatever. But here in Australia, let me put it this way, this lip cost me just under $200, and at the dealership, the STI lip costs $870. So that's more than 4 times the price, which is just crazy. So for a lip, and the chances are at some point down the line, you're gonna hit a gutter or something that's gonna do some damage to it. I just couldn't justify spending that kind of money on a lip that most likely I'll need to replace down the line. So I've taken a gamble with this eBay lip, and as it turns out, the journey with this was a little bit more complex than I'd hoped. But overall, the end result, as you can see, turned out pretty bloody good. So I'm overall really happy with it, and I thought I'd put this video together to kind of show you the before and after and the install process and the experience that I went through to install this product. And if you enjoyed this video, guys, and you'd like to say thanks, please like and subscribe to the channel. It is greatly appreciated. And of course, check out the comments and the written description as well, because I'll include a bit more information there as well for you. So the first video you're going to see here is the first lip kit that I tried to fit on the car. And this one turned out to be the completely wrong part. The supplier had sent me the wrong thing, and it was a pretty frustrating thing to try and fit. Overall, the part was not as described. It was a very different type of fit, and it was overall really difficult compared to what I was expecting and everything that I'd watched. But I thought I'd include it because it was a good one to compare to. I'm sure most people here don't have 2 lip kits that they're trying to fit at the same time. So yeah, I'll throw this one in, and yeah, I hope you find some value in it.
Alright guys, here's the box that I received for the lip kit. It's kind of a funny packaging. It actually looks like it's had kind of a lot of effort put into the custom wrapping of the cardboard, I guess. But the inside of the cardboard is completely hollow. I can feel the lip kit through here.
Oh well, time to open it up and see what it's like. I really do have to respect the quality of craftsmanship in putting this box together. It certainly would have taken a lot of effort.
Alright, so on the inside of the cardboard there's just simply plastic that's covering the lip itself. And it looks like just here we've got some tools and things like that. So we'll open this up now. So we've got a packet which has some, looks like rubber wire and some screws. And we've got a bracket.
And now time to pull it out of its plastic bag.
Alright, this is the lip out of the box. Finish on the plastic is pretty terrible, if I have to say so myself. Very disappointed in it. This was supposed to be a matte finish. The plastic material here is pretty awful in terms of quality, but I guess that's going to be bolted up onto the car, so it's not a big deal. Very rough. Alright, this is where the problem really started. This is right on where the front lip would show. There is the camera's having a horrible time focusing this. There is a massive crack in the material which looks like a spider web, so it's had a hit at some point, and yeah, it looks awful. So I don't want to fit this to my car, so now we've got to go down the process of seeing how the company returns it or gives me another one. Alright, this is still the dodgy lip that I'm not going to be fitting to the car, but I've just put it on the 2 factory bolts here. And I have found that a considerable amount of force is required to bend this to fit to the car. Like, look at that.
Alright, well I've taken the lip off the car and now we'll see how difficult the returns process is.
Alright, so as I'm sure you saw, trying to fit that lip kit was a bit of a disaster, and it was quite a shock to see the condition of the part compared to what I'd actually ordered. Just nothing lined up, the description was wrong, the part, you know, whatever. It was a bit of a chaotic journey. So once again, I got in touch with the seller, CT Autos, and they kind of went, yep, we've sent you the wrong part, and that does look like there's something wrong with that lip. So a few days later, they sent me a new one, and the following weekend, we basically repeated the whole process and tried to install it. So this one went a lot better, and overall the process was good. It's now fitted to the car and looks great. So I hope you enjoy this install video. We get it on this time.
Alright, so I've got my old lip at the back here. This is what I tried to fit last week, and I've got the new one that was just sent to me, just sitting here waiting to come out of the box. So I'm interested to see what the differences are. But first of all, this particular box has a part number, which is a good sign. We've also got foam wrapping on the inside of the plastic as well, whereas this one just came with the plastic bag. So I'm hopeful that this one is in a much better quality and condition compared to that one. Otherwise, let's open it up and see how it goes. Alright, everything's looking a lot better with this one. So in this particular box, we've got 6 clips rather than 2, on 3 on each side. It looks like whoever painted this left the tape on, so I guess I'll probably leave that on to kind of protect the paint that I'm attaching to, I guess. But yeah, so we've got 3 on each side. It's not perfect, you can see there's some marks and stuff in the paint, but it's not that bad. Alright, here's the old and the new one lined up together. I thought I'd just show you some of the challenges that I had between the two. So this is the first one that I bought here. You can see it's really bent out of shape on the sides compared to the new one, which was quite a pain when I was trying to do some test fits. Can also see this one's got the 3 brackets on each side and this one's got none. But overall, it's a little different in every particular spot. So we're looking at the inside of the lip right now, and you can see on the ABS plastic one, it's got a different material on the inside. The holes are quite rough, whereas these are a lot cleaner. Overall, the painted lip just looks significantly better in build quality compared to the first one that we got here. However, this lip is considerably lighter than this guy here. Like, I reckon this lip is 3 times as thick, weighs 3 times as much, whereas this feels like I could snap it with my hand. So I don't know if that's the company compromising on the plastic quality to kind of supplement the paint costs, or if actually this one they sent me was just something for a completely different car or a test fit product or something like that. I have no idea. So in theory, this should only take me a few minutes to install if all goes well, so fingers crossed.
So first up, what we're going to do is puncture all those holes in the tape on the clips so they're ready for the plastic clips and bolts to go through. Alright, and now let's get ready to start fitting it to the car. So first up, we need to prepare the surface on the lip kit so we can stick down our rubber seals. So I've got an alcohol wipe here, a wax grease remover or something like that would also be good. But just wipe down the surface so you can be confident that the adhesive will stick for as long as humanly possible. I'm not really feeling too confident on the lifespan of this rubber seal, so I'm doing everything I can to make sure it's held down for as long as possible. And look at all the gunk that we just got off with that one wipe, so it's really worthwhile doing. And make sure you wipe everything down as well, and make sure the surface is fully dry before we continue. Now, I found these rubber seals a bit longer than they needed to be, and they were also an uneven length, so I've cut them to the length that I think is appropriate for the lip kit, which basically brings it down until the edge of the front bumper. So what I've done here is I'm just slowly peeling the backing off this rubber seal tape as I attach it to the car, and I'm really trying to firmly hold it down to make sure that adhesive sticks as best as possible. So I'm actually going to use some clamps just to hold this seal onto the plastic for just a bit longer to make sure it really bonds really nicely onto the lip kit. So as I mentioned, I'm a little bit paranoid about the quality of this rubber seal. I'm not quite convinced it's going to go the distance and last for as long as I'd hope. So on the inside of the lip, I'm going to do a little bit more to help it out. I'm going to try and connect it with some duct tape and help seal it in from the elements and hold it on a little bit better. I don't know if this is actually going to help, but I'm hoping it goes a little way to extend the life of this lip kit. So here's a bunch of tools I think I might need for the fitment of this. So obviously we've got our drill kit here, as well as all the different tool bits, a pair of scissors, couple of trim removal tools, including our hooks, as well as I've got some painter's masking tape, which is safe on cars. We've got our screwdrivers, some other trim removal tools, as well as some clamps, which I've already used.
Alright, with that all done, time to try and fit the lip to the car. I've already gone ahead and removed the first 4 plastic clips that we'll use to bolt this on and align it to the front bumper. So hopefully they'll go on nice and easily, and then the rest should line up. I've got a bucket here and a bucket here, which I'm going to use to probably just sit the lip on top to make it easier to line up. Gotcha. Alright, so here it is fitted with just the 4 plastic clips that use the factory mounting points, so still quite a lot of gap there that we'll need to start filling with all the screws that we've got to attach manually. So here we are underneath the car, and you can see the lip here just utilises the factory clip just here. On the front, you can see it's just using the factory clip there and there, I think. Yep. I've just got some clamps that I'm using to help hold the lip onto the front bumper before I screw it in. I really want to make sure that it's properly aligned. I'm going to have a crack at using some masking tape just to help lift that up a bit further.
So the tape's done a good job holding that up, so I'm going to go run it around the rest of the car.
Alright, so I've masked up all the areas of the front bumper to try and get this as close as possible. And I've also masked each side here to try and bring that lip as close to the bumper as possible. So now is the scary time to start drilling. Stack of screws here to whack in, and hopefully this all lines up and I don't do any more damage than I need to.
So once again, I found it really effective to use the clamps here to help attach and line up the lip kit on the bumper, particularly in the back part of the bumper as well. Alright, so we've got about 12 of these screws to install around the bottom of the bump lip. So what I'm doing is I kind of go from side to side while reapplying and connecting those clamps to provide the most amount of support to the screw that I'm bolting in. And I found that pretty successful going back and forth.
Alright, and finally we have the screws left at the back of the bumper. And these ones are a little funny because I feel like I really need to get the pressure and the bolt on correctly here to kind of align it properly. So I've put clamps on the lip connecting it to the front bumper here, also here, and also here. I'm just trying to do everything I can to make sure it's on as tight as possible.
Time for the very last screw, so here we go. Nice. So now that we've done that, time to remove all the clamps and everything else we've got, and let's have a look at what the car looks like. So here it is fitted.
Alright, we've installed the lip, it's looking pretty good. Fitment was pretty good and overall the process wasn't too bad on the second lip, which fitted much nicer than the first one. So we'll clean everything up now and take it out for a good look. Alright guys, so the lip finally got fitted onto the car and overall it was a pretty easy process once I had the right parts. So I think you'll agree it looks pretty good. The process wasn't perfect and the lip kit's not quite perfect. I'm sure Subaru do a better job with their genuine one, but as long as you're prepared to go in knowing that, you know, the paint finish might not be 100% perfect and everything, I think you'll find it's a pretty good lip kit to fit, especially considering the price point. So once again, I got this lip kit from the company called CT AutoParts in Australia, and considering the customer service they provided with my problem with the original lip kit, I would recommend them again too. So I'm thinking about maybe fitting the side skirts next, and I'll likely place an order through those guys again. So stay tuned for that next video when I get around to installing that one. But otherwise, we'll leave it there and yeah, stay safe.